today's video about causes of hair aging and what should we do with this. So I upload this video without camera, so without my image, because I want to make the video shorter in size, I mean smaller in size and also shorter, and because it just takes too long to upload the video if I will include the camera. Okay, and then please also in description you will find my contacts and then some other important information. This video is about the most obvious markers of human aging, the appearance of gray hair and hair loss in the man's scalp, mostly men, okay, alopecia. And there is a general opinion in so-called established science, which is not science at all, of course, that the appearance of gray hair is associated with stress and above all with an increased concentration of hydrogen peroxide in the cells of the hair follicle. And you can, if you get access to the presentation, and only privileged members of the project will get the access to it. Sorry, and if you are not privileged, please contact me. And then, while hair loss in men is a consequence of high levels of testosterone hormone and poor blood circulation in the scalp. So this is official viewpoint. So please mind that, as I said, that this presentation will be available for download only to privileged participants of my rejuvenation project. And to get the privileges and get access to other materials, please find my contacts in the description to this video. So accordingly, suggested methods for slowing down the onset of these aging markers include massage of the scalp with tinctures of spices and various oils, massage of the scalp with a mixture of onion and lemon juices, consumption of foods with high content of copper, zinc catalase enzyme and B vitamins, especially B12. The use of ointment for topical applications with minoxidil and melatonin. This is I give this reference and previously, so you can read about this drug. Supplementation of L-cysteine, L-methionine and pantothenic acids, which is vitamin B5, thiamine nitrate, vitamins B6 and B12, and also taking corticosteroids or topical applications of some ointments with the corticosteroids, and of course hair transplantation as very radical mean. So we know that melatonin is a sleep hormone, but it is also a powerful antioxidant. Its production in our body declines with age, and the effectiveness of the melatonin in reducing reactive oxygen species (ROC) and in reducing the concentration of ROC is greater than of vitamin C. So topical scalp treatments with ointments containing melatonin are expected to be effective in restoring natural hair color. So L-cysteine is a precursor to glutathione, which is the most powerful natural antioxidant. Moreover, its antioxidant effect is enhanced when it is taken with vitamin C and selenium. L-methionine is used in the body to synthesize L-cysteine and glutathione. The dietary supplements of the L-methionine and pantothenic acid, vitamins B5 and thiamine nitrate and medicinal yeast have been shown to improve hair growth. This is I give reference in the presentation. Oral administration of L-cysteine with vitamin B6 to mice has proven to be an effective prophylactic for apoptosis associated alopecia. So this again, it was research with mice, but it's probably work with humans also. Okay, then frequent visitors to my channel know that I consider an increase in the stiffness of the extracellular matrix to be the main cause of aging. Accordingly, in order to rejuvenate the human body, I propose to find out methods to reduce extracellular matrix stiffness, and I have already achieved some significant reduction in the stiffness of my blood vessels in lungs. And an increase in the extracellular matrix stiffness during aging has been known since year 1942, but the majority of researchers do not take this phenomenon into account. The role of extracellular matrix stiffening was recently reviewed in a publication by Alexander Fedintsev and Alexei Moskalyov, and you can find this publication in internet. It's free access, and it's very good publication. I highly recommend to read it. But at the same time, these researchers, as well as their followers, for example, from the Russian language website Nestorenia.ru, believe that aging is irreversible, rejuvenation is impossible, and the maximum lifespan expectancy of people is limited to 100-120 years only. So they also recommend some supplements and some diet to get only to 100 years age. Okay, it's again, I recommend to visit this website from time to time, even if I don't agree with with the recommendations they give. In this video, and here I will present my explanation for hair aging, as well as my ideas on slowing down hair aging and rejuvenating the scalp and hair as a part of general rejuvenation of the body. You see, so it seems I didn't find anybody else in internet, at least, that somebody maybe makes such research but don't report, and I have no knowledge of it. But it seems so that I am the only person who tries not only appreciates the stiffness of extracellular matrix in aging, but also try to reverse it, try to get rejuvenation. And I think it works. I think it works, but of course, big problem that my hair it's already white, even not gray, even it is even white, and also my skin is aging. And if I use only what I used before, it is certainly rejuvenate me inside, and I see it. But skin is very difficult to rejuvenate, and also hairs. And some people recommend me to focus on this, on appearance. So then if people will see rejuvenation like very visible with natural color of my hair, with young and elastic skin, they would be more willing to support the project. Okay, however, I present my ideas without many details, because they have to be verified. I have sometimes some crazy ideas and they don't work, and maybe I don't understand something, but mostly, again, it is like one from 3 or 1 from 4 ideas. Yeah, I think they work. So not always, again, but I don't want to look like a charlatan and presenting some not verified data, not verified recommendations. Evidence have to be proved up front. So I believe that hair rejuvenation, like general human body rejuvenation, is possible, but will require consistent efforts for a year or longer. It takes time. Everything takes time. There is no magic pill. The potential profit in the case of success and commercial implementation of my proposals can be quite tangible. So therefore, I suggest that investors may pay attention to this project and think about supporting us. Not now, again, you take time, you consider it, but again, the demand is huge, especially from women, and this can be commercialized. Okay, contact information is in the description of this video below. And now let's discuss the biology of hair growth and the mechanism of hair aging. So first we have to give some basic idea how hair grow and why we are losing it, so to understand my ideas. Okay, hairs grow from the depths of the skin, and in fact I testify to the condition of the skin and the processes that are taking place deep in there. Hair aging is manifested in hair grain as well alopecia. Okay, then again, natural pigmentation of hair and epidermis, also epidermis and hair. It is due to melanocyte cells, and melanin or melanin, I believe, pigments in skin and hair are produced within melanocytes within these cells in cytoplasmic organelles called melanosomes. So you see here at the picture, this is melanosomes, such vacuoles full of this melanin pigment. And then melanosomes go outside, they follow these branches, and they go outside, and they enter the other cells, keratinocytes. Okay, that here is the picture. You can see how it works. So this melanocyte and keratinocyte, and the pigments, this vacuoles with pigment, go to the neighboring cells. And what is interesting, the keratinocytes, if they're exposed to ultraviolet radiation, ultraviolet light, they produce some signal molecules, and these signal molecules go back to melanocytes, and with these molecules, production of the melanin can be enhanced. So it is, and melanin is essential for protecting the skin from ultraviolet radiation. So here it is again a very nice picture and presenting this melanocyte and producing these melanosomes with pigment inside, and then these branches or dendrites, they go to every cell, every keratinocyte cells, and then we are getting pigmentation of the skin and of the hair also, both. Yeah, I mean, it works both ways. I mean, whatever, keratinocytes are taking the pigment inside. But these melanosomes from old melanocytes, in addition to melanin, may contain an increased concentration of rectin oxygen species, which leads to oxidation and discoloration of melanin, as well as decrease in the activity of keratinocytes. This is the official viewpoint. They explain the grain like this. So this hydrogen peroxide makes melanin discoloration of melanin, and then this via grain, and also rectin oxygen species, when they get to the keratinocytes, then keratinocytes, they grow not so, they divide not so quick, and then we have suppression of the this epidermis growth and also hair growth. Pardon. Okay, here schematically we can see that melanocytes are long-living cells, and they can can enter the zombie state with the release of pro-inflammatory complex of SASP, senescent associated secretive phenotype molecules. This is the signal molecules. In old age, these zombie cells are not destroyed, yeah, because immune cells cannot migrate and cannot destroy them, but they accumulate. Therefore, it leads to the suppression in the rate of divisions of the keratinocytes, and leads to thinning of the epidermis layer. Pardon me. So you see here in healthy cells, keratinocytes divide, and we have thick epidermis. But if we have zombie cells, then the activity of keratinocytes is suppressed, and skin gets thinner. Epidermis gets thinner. Okay, and the skin of the scalp differs from the body skin. It contains much less adipose tissue. So here it is adipose tissue, and relatively, and then it has a relatively large number of hair follicles. And for what is also important, that hair follicles in the scalp penetrate much deeper than those in the body skin. You see, it goes so deep. It goes to this blood capillaries. So it is really deep. So this hair bulb gets a lot of nutrients in comparison with hairs in body. Okay, then look again at the structure of the hair. It has a very interesting feature. It is a bulge, and this is some niche for stem cells. Stem cells are sitting here, and they divide. They produce progenitor cells, and then progenitor cells develop to the melanocytes. Okay, then we have this important stuff. It is hair papilla. Hair papilla is such part of the derma that arteries and arteries are coming inside, supply oxygen and the nutrients, and then it grows and you see the depth is quite high, quite it's a big depth in the scalp. Okay, then this is a hair bulb, and then this is a stem, and all this is hair roots. Okay, let's go next. Again, here it is presented a cross section of the hair, and each hair consists of 3 layers. The outer layer is formed by thin dead cells, scales, and under this outer layer there is a cortex consisting of elongated dead cells. The cortex contains the pigment melanin, and it is pigmented. In the center of each hair there are some soft cells and air cavities sometimes, especially in older age it gets cavities, air cavities inside. So you see them, schematically presented the picture, and we see that it is dermis. It goes, the hair in scalp goes deep to dermis, and epithelium layer is quite thin, and so that and this is hair bubble. Okay, so again, you better download presentation. I mean, if you are privileged member of the project. Okay, this is a photo of the hair, typical photo under electron microscope. You see the scales of the outer layer, and here presented stages of the hair development. So there are virtually 4 stages, but here it's even, you can say it is 5. Okay, this stage of intensive growth, then deceleration of the growth, then the stage of arrest, growth arrest, and then this is a stage of some resting, growth arrest, and then again regrowth of the hair. So the hair at some moment grows again. But okay, let's look at this picture. And again, if you download the presentation, you can click on the picture and you can get the original picture with much better resolution, because I'm afraid you cannot see some details, very fine details in the picture. Because okay, here it is presented the stages or phases of the hair development. This is intensive growth. And what is again important, you can see this is area of bulge. It is not visible, but okay, here is the bulge area, and from the bulge area, these progenitor cells they migrate to the hair bulb, and then inside we have this melanocytes cells, and they produce melanin, and they make color of the hair. Then at some stage it is decelerating, growth is decelerated. Some keratinocytes are dying, go to apoptosis. Also the melanocytes go to apoptosis, and then the hair bulb is not getting enough nutrients, because you don't have this capillaries are already distant from the bulb. So the growth is slowed down, hair gets thinner, discolorated, and then it goes to this stage when it is growth arrest, and all keratinocytes are dead, together with melanocytes are dead, and eventually hair go out. But this is the regrowth stage. Regrowth stage, you see that keratinocytes from epithelium, they go to inside, they grow to the dermis, and they want to reach this papilla, this capillaries. So they grow as deep as they can. They try to go deep. And okay, let's go further. The melanocytes of the hair follicles provide the melanin pigment to the growing hair, and as shown in the figure, there are melanocyte stem cells and in the area of the bulge. Okay, here's the bulge schematic. We have blue color, this stem cells, but then they produce that progenitor cells. Progenitor cells have name melanoblasts, and these melanoblasts migrate from the bulge, they migrate to the bulb. And these progenitor cells later on develop into mature differentiate melanocytes. So the melanoblasts, they don't produce melanin, they are just cells which are destined, which supposed to be developed to the differentiated melanocytes. And here blue color, but other shape shown, and this is the bulb of the hair. So they located in here and they produce melanin. So they get nutrients, and they get oxygen. They produce they produce melanin. Okay, the produced melanin is transferred to the neighboring cells, keratinocytes, which produce the hair, the stem of the hair. And in the in the mitochondria of melanocytes, hydrogen peroxide is produced, which must be decomposed to water and oxygen by enzyme catalase. But as we age, the amount of available catalase and other antioxidants decreases, leading to hair discoloration. This is the mechanism of hair growing according to so-called established science. Again, this is not my model. This I make some review of literature, what is knowledge, what is established science, and they explain that graying happens because of the accumulation of the hydrogen peroxide. Okay, let's go further. At the stage of hair regrowth, the hair follicle penetrates deeply into the dermis, forming a hair bulb. And hair papilla, that is part of the dermis with blood vessels and nerves, protrudes into the bottom of the hair bulb. Okay, let's look a little bit at this picture. You see that in this stage it grows, go deeper, and want to get to this papilla, to this blood vessels, to these capillaries, because they need nutrients. So again, and then these cycles of growth and resting, it repeats about 24-25 times during a person's life. However, this is not just an average number of the growth dormancy cycles, as there is no genetic program that limits this number. It's not just aging is not genetically programmed. The stage of intensive growth lasts from about 2 to 4 years, and stage of slow growth, decelerated growth, only 15-20 days, and the stage of the growth arrest from 90 to 120 days, and even at any given time, about 93% of the hair is in the first stage of the intensive growth, 1% in the second stage of the slow growth or deceleration of the growth, and 6% is in the third stage of resting, dormancy. And the norm is 60-100 hairs lost per day. And usually the first gray hair in a person appears at the age of 35-40, and then the number of gray hairs increases. And the first hair, at scalp, at the temples, begins to turn gray. First, it is first stage, and the gray. Then later, the beard and mustache getting gray, and eyebrows are last to go gray. Okay, then again, it is not my data, it is just well, I give you some basic, which is available in any from internet and from publications. So again, that my opinion is, now I want to express my opinion, my viewpoint. So I believe that mechanism of the hair aging is related to the skin aging mechanism. Indeed, with age, due to the accumulation of the melanocytes in zombie state in the epidermis, skin becomes thinner. Okay, this is what I was talking already. Epidermis gets thinner because of accumulation of zombie cells. And due to increase in the stiffness of capillaries, this also happens because zombie cells accumulate. In this stiffness of the capillaries in the skin, the supply of nutrients and oxygen decreases. Meanwhile, high concentration of reactive oxygen species from the zombie cells may lead to apoptosis of some cells in the skin. So it is like damage, it is like trauma. And so mast cells, the special cells, they are sensitive to any damage, and they react to this damage by release of histamine molecules. And histamine molecules activate fibroblasts to produce collagen fibers. This is, I was explaining previously in my videos that this is my vision, that we got this mechanism for quick wound healing. And how, pardon me again, and this is how it works. So the fibroblasts produce collagen, and then the extracellular matrix is stiffening because more collagen fibers in the matrix. Pardon me. With stiffening of the extracellular matrix, more healthy cells get into the zombie state. This is again the mechanism, and with the purpose to slow down development of the local fibrosis, because we have accumulation of the collagen. We have to slow down the activity of the fibroblasts, and this is what zombie cells are doing. So they release this SASP signal molecules, and what happens that neighboring cells, some neighboring cells, they got to the state, to the zombie state also, but also it decelerate this decelerates the activity of the fibroblasts. Okay, then again, as I said, but a high concentration of this SASP signal molecules from zombie cells ignites local inflammation and attracts macrophages and stem cells. This is how the wound healing works. So, and then macrophages are supposed to reduce to come and to kill some number of zombie cells and decompose the excessive collagen fibers. And so it happens in a young age. But it may not happen in old age if migration of the immune cells and stem cells is compromised. Because why is it compromised? Because in the stiff extracellular matrix they just cannot go through, cannot migrate. It is not any more elastic and permeable, so they cannot go through this very stiff extracellular matrix. Then the number of the zombie cells increases because they produce this SASP signal molecules, and neighboring cells get into this zombie state. Altogether, number of zombie cells is increasing like exponentially, and chronic tissue inflammation develops that eventually leads to self-poisoning of our body and death. We die because of accumulation of zombie cells, but the cause of the zombie cells accumulation is stiffening of extracellular matrix. This is first number, but then we have this zombie cells, and zombie cells are toxic. They pollute our blood, and they produce a lot of these toxins, and we are losing all our body get into the inflammation stage. It is so-called inflammation with aging. Okay, then again we look here, and at this picture we see this regrowth. This is very important. I will talk about this, but the regrowth goal. Okay, for hair aging, the first consequence of this aging mechanism is compromised migration of the progenitor stem cells from the bulge area to the hair bulb through the stiff extracellular matrix around the hair follicle. So what is happening? In the active phase, the melanocytes are supposed to produce a lot of melanin, but migration of the progenitor cells from bulge to bulb is decelerated. So then the number of these melanocytes in the bulb is decreasing, so hair gets discolorated. The same as in this stage of growth deceleration. Okay, so this is the first stage, graying. Hairs getting gray. Next. And second consequence is that a slow increase in the stiffness of the extracellular matrix in the scalp does not allow the hair follicles to grow to the same size and to the same depth as in young age. Okay, indeed, in young age, hair follicles are located at depths about 4 millimeters in men and 3 millimeters in women. And that is, the hair bulb is located in the area of this neurovascular plexus of the scalp, together very close to blood vessels. So therefore, they are getting a good supply of nutrients and oxygen. But with age, the depth of bulb's location decreases to 1 millimeter, since the hair follicle in the stage of growth activation cannot penetrate deep enough to the stiff dermis of the scalp. Okay, so it tries to grow, but it is like stones. It is like soil full of stones. And the roots, this like you can imagine this like a root, and the root cannot penetrate deep enough. It cannot get to the source of these nutrients. As a result, again, the hair bulb does not get enough nutrients, and hair shaft becomes thin, short, and colorless. It is like in our body. All our body have some this type of hair. So slow stiffening of the extracellular matrix in the scalp manifests itself in hair thinning and eventually in baldness. And about 10-12 years after the development of this vellus hair on the scalp, so it is not any more long and thick hair, it is vellus hair, it is like on the body. The hair opening gets covered with connective tissue, and irreversible baldness may develop. Okay, then what we can do, we can use transplantation of the hair. But even then, if the matrix is very stiff, then the roots cannot, this bulb cannot get enough nutrients, and then it is eventually it will fall out, and so it helps, but not for long. Okay, then some more information. Minoxidil, some topical ointments. Okay, minoxidil is such a drug which is a cosmetic product for hair growth stimulation. When applied topically, minoxidil maintains existing hair follicles and may stimulate the growth of new follicles. I discussed it already in my old video, that what it is doing, it is why the dilator, so the capillaries are getting thicker, so the blood flow improves, and then with improved blood flow, the hair gets more nutrients, but again, it is not for long, not for long. Okay, another publication was again that in the area of scalp baldness, local inflammation of the tissue, so-called microinflammation, develops around the hair follicles. And according to the general mechanism of fast wound healing, which I was telling you recently, just now, and mast cells release histamine molecules that activate fibroblasts to produce collagen fibers. Therefore, local fibrosis develops around the hair follicles with a slow accumulation of loose bundles of collagen fibers. In men with alopecia treated with minoxidil, only 55% of patients with microinflammation experienced hair regrowth in response to treatment, compared to about 77% of patients without such inflammation and fibrosis. So there was publication. So what people were checking, they were checking and they can see inflammation around this hair follicle. But they can see under microscope that bundles of collagen fibers. So it is certainly fibrosis going inside, but they don't go, don't go further. They present the experimental fact, but no conclusion. So you see here, around the hair follicle, there is area that stem cells are supposed to migrate along this hair follicle to the bulb, from this bulge area to the bulb. But if there is fibrosis locally, local fibrosis develops probably because some cells go to the zombie state, and then we have all this mechanism of self-supporting fibrosis. Or maybe again this I was explaining that it is some cells are just go to apoptosis, and then mast cells react to this and produce histamine, and histamine makes activate fibroblasts. But whatever is the mechanism, this fibrosis prevents migration of progenitor stem cells from bulge area to the bulk. And because we have fewer these stem cells migrating down, we have this discoloration of hair. The hair get gray. What is interesting, from bulge area, these stem cells migrate also to epithelium. And what is interesting, if you have gray hair, like I do have, and what is interesting, not only my hair gets white and gray and white, but also epidermis losing ability to react to ultraviolet radiation. So all my skin is okay, it's getting dark, if I get it some pigmented, but not skin in my scalp, not on the temple. Okay, let's go. What else? Against experimental facts. The hair growth is influenced by sex hormones in the cells of hair papilla. Sex hormones bind to the corresponding receptor and affect the production of enzymes that determine the extracellular matrix stiffness. In particular, what is happening? These cells produce matrix melanoprotease enzyme, which is actually a family of calcium-dependent zinc-containing enzymes. Please read, it is quite big family of the enzymes. And these enzymes can destroy collagen around the growing hair follicle. And they also facilitate stem cells migration. Okay, so you see that if they destroy the collagen around this hair follicle, then stem cells can migrate, and also these roots, these regrowth stage, then this hair bulb, hair follicle can penetrate deeper, because it's now it is already a softer area. Okay, and this because this in these capillaries, then this area, it is produced a special enzyme, which is MMP matrix metalloproteinase, and this it can destroy collagen locally can destroy collagen. It's a very powerful enzyme. Okay, then as I said, these MMP enzymes are capable of degrading all kinds of extracellular matrix proteins, especially collagen, and production of this enzyme in cells of hair papilla increases at higher level of estradiol. This is again experimental fact. High level of estradiol extends the hair growth stage, because hair bulb gets more nutrients, and this is especially noticeable in pregnant women, when the number of growing hairs and the total number of hairs on the head increases. But after childbirth, the estrogen level decreases, and hair that has been in the growth stage and growth phase longer than usual falls out relatively synchronously, increasing daily hair loss and leading to temporary hair thinning. Estrogens also increase the thickness of the skin, and in a year of hormone replacement therapy, the skin becomes thicker by almost 30%. Again, it is a very powerful tool. This hormone replacement therapy, it is for post-menstrual cycle women, not for men, unfortunately, or not fortunately. Okay, but again, what is happening again? If you ignite production of these super enzymes locally in this papilla area, then all this local stiffness of the extracellular matrix is reduced, and what we are getting better migration of the progenitor cells from bulge to the bulb, and we have also that these roots in stage of regrowth, they can go deeper, they can get more nutrients. This is important. This is why it works. So this is how this local change in extracellular matrix stiffness can help to regrowth hair, and also to make hair thicker and more healthy, and okay, then, and also skin gets thicker. Skin gets thicker, so it is rejuvenated. We definitely see rejuvenation if these enzymes are released. If these enzymes are released, a 1 year treatment with this hormone replacement therapy makes skin thicker. It means it makes skin younger. Okay, let's connect dots. That is, make some logical conclusions from the experimental facts. We know that hair graying happens because of migration of progenitor stem cells from the hair bulge to the hair bulb, and also to the epidermis of the scalp is compromised. So if we have stiffness of the extracellular matrix, then stem cells cannot migrate. They cannot migrate to the hair bulb, they cannot migrate to the epidermis, and this what I have right now. My hair is white, have no pigment at all, and my scalp is also cannot get pigmented. It only burns if I have exposure to sun, to direct sunlight. It gets only red, but not pigmented. Okay, then again, what is also? We also know that in older age, local microinflammation develops around the hair follicle that leads to accumulation of loose bundles of collagen fibers in the area. This is mechanism why we have this compromised migration of the stem cells, and why we have hair graying. So again, if we have more collagen fibers, then it is certainly a local stiffness of the extracellular matrix happens, And this reaction to this increased stiffness of the extracellular matrix, we have an increase in the number of zombie cells. So we have more zombie cells locally. Okay, then we also have that migration of stem cells is compromised because of local extracellular matrix stiffness. So, and this phenomenon manifests itself in hair graying, and as I said, also in inability of the scalp to get pigmentation under the ultraviolet light exposure. Okay, then again, this is certainly experimental fact, but I explain it through this stiffening of the extracellular matrix, through the accumulation of collagen fibers. And local increase of these super enzymes, MMP enzymes, from hair papilla may destroy excessive collagen fibers locally and improve migration of the immune cells and stem cells, as well as help to get deeper penetration of the hair bulb in the dermis during the stage of hair regrowth. Again, this what is happening. This super enzyme make the skin younger, make extracellular matrix less stiff, and then we have rejuvenation of hair. So also, but one problem, this MMP enzymes, they work locally, but if you have already stiffness of blood capillaries, if you're old enough and you develop this stiff high blood pressure, and which indication of the blood capillaries are getting stiff, and you have not good enough supply of these nutrients and oxygen, then these MMP enzymes would not work because just cells are not getting enough nutrients and oxygen. So you have to first reduce stiffness of the blood capillaries, and then maybe this hormone therapy may work only then. Okay, then again, I got this idea, I got explanation with much different from so-called established science, because I am a scientist by profession, and my job is problem solving. Whatever the problem, it can be technical problem, it can be the biological problem, and I don't consider myself much smarter than medical doctors, but again, what is happening? I do it for myself. I try to find solution. I am very motivated to find solution. Meanwhile, all this business of medical care is very much limited by regulations. Doctors just cannot do experiments on themselves. They cannot do experiments on the other people, and they only limited. They have to follow the established, so-called established science. If they try to implement anything different, they can lose the license, and they will have no money. They cannot earn any money. I am different, so I mean, I am a little bit more free. I can make experiments on myself, and I see that it works. My stiffness of my blood vessels is improving, and I see in the last 2 months I also see that thickness of my hair getting hair getting thicker. Even they are white yet, but they're getting thicker. It means at least the more nutrients are supplied through these capillaries. So this makes my hair more thick. It is not yet enough to get rejuvenation of the hair, because for rejuvenation I have to do something else. Okay, then, but again, it is the first step to reduce stiffness of the blood capillaries. Yeah? And I have some improvement in this direction. I just can go further, maybe to improve it further better. Okay, then as local inflammation, also some ideas, my ideas. Local inflammation occurs as a reaction to release of histamine molecules. We may investigate an impact of topical treatment of the scalp with antihistamine drugs. It may not reverse hair aging, but may decelerate it, because this accumulation of the zombie cells in adipose tissue and in skin is at some age, like I'm 64, in my age it is like grows exponentially. And then we have this loop which that we have number of zombie cells is growing, and the inflammation is growing, and histamine released by mast cells, and then we have this disaster. So at least maybe it will help a little bit. I mean, I do not realize that it will give it produce some miracles, but maybe it will helpful. Okay, next. To treat scalp topically with such senolytics that accumulate in the adipose tissue to reduce the number of zombie cells in the skin, in the scalp. It will reduce the level of chronic inflammation and increase the skin thickness and elasticity. Okay, then again it is some senolytics. There are many senolytics. Some work for one tissue, for some, I mean, they work differently, and selectivity is different. It's okay, I try different senolytics and they work differently, but some senolytics, they can accumulate in the adipose tissue, and adipose tissue is a reservoir, is a huge number of zombie cells in the adipose tissue, and they produce a lot of these toxins, and eventually they make our skin inflamed, and they make our skin thinner. But if we reduce number of zombie cells in the skin, I cannot do it with oral treatment, with oral intake of any senolytics, because it just don't go to skin. Skin has very limited blood circulation. But with topical application of some senolytics, it may work. It may work for skin. It may work for adipose tissue everywhere, to all my body. I mean, not only to the scalp, but scalp is easy to see. Next, to use substances and procedures that improve blood circulation in the skin and in the scalp particularly. So it can be topical mitoxidil treatments, sauna, massage, whatever else. What I was telling, maybe some oils with spices. Maybe it will also work. Again, we have to try. But again, even if you make your skin better blood circulation, if you make it, it is again not enough, because if skin is extracellular matrix is stiff, it will not help. It will give some positive, but it is not the cure, not solution. Next, this what we have to focus. Yeah? To treat scalp topically with some super enzymes, as well as with substances that enhance production of these MMP enzymes in the hair papilla. So again, I should try it. Because I produce myself some super enzymes, and I have to treat it. I have to apply it topically to skin and to see what happens. Of course, it's not easy. Because these enzymes, they can penetrate to the skin, maybe with micro needles, with some roller, with needles. I have to think. It is just ideas. I don't want to go into the details, because maybe it will not work. Okay, it's not recommendation, just talking. But ideas in time, I will maybe develop some other better working ideas. Okay, but again, there are some substances also that enhance production of melanoblasts from melanocyte stem cells. There are some substances, but again, it is very, very cautious. We have to be very cautious about this, because this can lead to cancer development. Because skin cancer. So carefully, I will maybe it is the last what I'm going to do. But there are substances which make enhanced production of these pigments. And of course I can combine it with something which is already discussed, which in practice, people practice. It is, and what I was already recommended, it is to follow strict carnivore diet with increased protein intake and the regular consumption of pickled beef liver as a source of copper, catalase enzyme and vitamin B12. This is, again, I was discussing also that in older age there is no alternative to carnivore diet. Only this protein from animal protein is the way to go. And of course beef liver is the best source of vitamins, copper and everything. So it has to be every day 50 grams of beef liver at least. And to consume regular seafood and other sources of zinc. If somebody cannot find seafood, okay, then supplements of zinc. Okay, then to improve blood circulation in the scalp through endurance exercises, irradiation of the scalp with some light of the desired color. There are some experiments which show that if scalp is irradiated by some red color, or I don't know what, some light which penetrates deep enough, then it ignites some process in the skin and it leads to some improvement. But also contrast shower and sauna and everything. Okay, so what you can imagine. And also, what is interesting, and I was mentioning it before, but I want to point out it again, that nicotinic acid, that is variety of vitamin B3, it causes a vasodilation of the capillaries. It is very well known fact. But unfortunately, I don't have this nicotinic acid. I have only nicotinamide. I cannot check how it works. Maybe in time I will ask somebody to send me, because I was trying to buy from China, from AliExpress, this nicotinic acid, but they are sending me some junk, something which is not nicotinic acid at all, even not a niacin. Niacin, it is common name for nicotinamide and nicotinic acid, but they are sending me something strange. So I was protesting and I said, this is not nicotinic acid, this is absolutely different substance, give me money back. So I got money back, but again, I cannot buy it in Thailand, this nicotinic acid, but it is available in Europe as far as I know. Okay, then again, I was discussing it already, you can watch my video previously, that injections of blood plasma from leeches may help, because these leeches, they produce these enzymes, kind of super enzymes, which makes skin more less stiff. But again, I believe this will work, but I cannot check it because I don't have leeches, medicinal leeches. There are leeches in tropical forests, but you better not do it. You better not take these tropical leeches. They not nice. Okay, and then again, maybe human growth hormone injections in combination with metformin or berberine and DHEA may also rejuvenate hair. There was publications. I mentioned it in one of my old video. I don't understand mechanism how human growth hormone injections can produce this rejuvenation, but who knows? And also it is more expensive procedure, more expensive intervention. I cannot afford it for a moment, but I should consider it, that it is maybe possible. Okay, then again, hair aging has a lot of common with skin aging. So because it's all related to skin aging, and the skin aging of course related to our body's aging, but skin aging is so important. And then I recommend watching my other videos on aging and skin rejuvenation. The list of these videos presented, and there are many publications, scientific publications I was reading and make a review, but sorry, it is available only in Russian version of the publication, of the presentation, pardon me, on the presentation, and I will work on it. So but I just announced that I most probably, because I should do it, I will go to this project of the skin rejuvenation and hair rejuvenation. So I should improve my appearance, certainly, not only endurance, but also appearance, and then it will be, it can have a commercial success. This what women are ready to pay for, for young skin, for hair which is getting gray, but they want to return the natural color. And if you give such a solution anywhere in any countries, there are many cosmetic salons which may use your treatments, and you can get good business, good return from these ideas. But then again, I don't expect that I will disclose it in public, because I'm just thinking how to get not only personal benefits, but I mean personal benefits in health, but also have to some financial benefits from this, because I invested a lot of my time in it. And it seems so that I propose something which may work, quite different to people who work in rejuvenation of bodies and rejuvenation of skin. And for 20 years, at least some researchers are working for 20 years and give no results, really no result, no rejuvenation at all. People actually even develop cancer from the recommendation. But they got multimillionaires. In difference to me, because I'm much limited in funds. But again, that there is yet no solution, but I propose a way to go, and it seems it may work. And anybody who want to participate in the project, not only with your time but with money, you are welcome. You are welcome. Let's do it together. But again, it seems so that it is very important. Again, I was already mentioned that if you rejuvenate skin, the impact on all your body will be tremendous, will be huge, because skin has a lot of these problems with especially zombie cells. Zombie cells accumulate mostly in adipose tissue, and killing them in adipose tissue, it is very, very good for health. I mean, at least it will not rejuvenate your bodies in terms that your extracellular matrix is not getting less stiff, not getting more elastic, but at least you have less toxins in your blood. And I feel it because I use some senolytics orally, and just 3 days ago I finished this treatment. And yesterday I was going day before yesterday I was going 60 kilometers with bicycle, yesterday 30 kilometers, and today I will go 60 kilometers again, because I feel much better. And I see that my endurance is growing because of I'm killing this senolytic, because of this senolytics. Of course, some stiffness of my blood vessels improved, but senolytics in my age are important. But so all my knowledge combined, I can apply for skin rejuvenation. Okay, then I hope it will work. I don't give you. I just explain you that this mechanism is true mechanism, and what is established science is telling you about this hydrogen peroxide, about thinning of skin. Yes, it is. Pardon me. It is indeed, yes, they indicated right. So it is indeed hydrogen peroxide increases because of the zombie cells, and stiffness of the cellular matrix, extracellular matrix, leads to thinner skin. This is all due, but it is not the cause. The cause is this stiffening of extracellular matrix locally and in general in skin. Okay, that's okay. Then again, I'm doctor in physics, not a medical professional, so it's just for information and discussion, and and don't give any recommendation to you. And but if you was patient enough, because I'm talking too much, I'm going to some things which you probably don't understand, don't want to hear. What people normally need, they need magical pill and the instruction to how many times, and some protocol how to take this treatment or a pill, and that's all. They don't want to go into science. But there is no magic pill. There is no such quick relief. So it is really quite complicated. That's matter in biology is in such stage that we understand almost nothing about our bodies, about the genetics. Even that the project Human Genome was considered a success. I don't think so. We got some like a big book with a lot of symbols inside, but we can read, but we cannot understand anything in it, and also genome and genetics is only small part of our body. As I said, extracellular matrix is 80% of our body volume, and cells are only 20%. Rejuvenation of skin will increase the risk of cancer development, because cancer cells, these are actually young cells, proliferating young cells, cancer cells. And cancer cells protect themselves by making extracellular matrix around this tumor more stiff, so that immune cells cannot come and cannot kill them. So you see, it is not genetics, but it is again extracellular matrix. And in cancer treatment, it also should be considered. But do you see modern medicine talking about this? Yeah, I saw one presentation that people were talking about this cancer, that cancer cells just make extracellular matrix around the tumor more stiff, and they say, okay, we have to do something. But what to do? Okay, what to do? There is just, but good enough that people, at least some people understand that everything relates aging, cancer development, and many more things in old age is a consequence of stiffening extracellular matrix. This is the direction we have to go. Instead, most of the researchers, actually few only, consider extracellular matrix, but mostly they go wrong direction. And millions American dollars go to this direction. So the people who give empty promises, they are getting rich. But this direction, what I try to develop, is suppressed. I applied 3 times for support of my project. All 3 applications were rejected, because who are referees? Who are people? So peer reviewers. Who are they? They are people who work in genetics. They don't want to have competition. That's why I'm on my own. Okay, then have a wonderful day. Think about what is happening around you. It is a lot of things which you have to consider, and you have to see, you have to not to be blind, you have to see how society works, how these services work, and what is in future, and your health, your ability to earn money is now of paramount importance, and rejuvenation, getting healthy, is paramount importance. Again, everything depends how much you may invest in your health. Yeah, okay, it depends on you. Okay, many people just want to die quick. Okay, whatever. Okay, whatever. That's all. Have a wonderful day.